Good morning, beautiful. I hope that this finds you well rested, ready to begin your day. This is your daily tarot oracle, your daily insight on life and love for January 12th, 2022. Also being timeless. Wherever you're catching this in time, this might be extremely relevant, horribly irrelevant. It might be helpful. It might be a joke. I'm not sure. But if you're coming across this, maybe stick around, see what's up. I don't know. If you have questions about booking a session or what services I provide, go ahead and reach out in the provided email address or find me on the social platforms and send me a DM. See what might be right for you. Ask about pricing, sales, time zones, availability, the works. So I'm looking at a bunch of cards and it looks like kind of euphoric. It feels euphoric after what seems to be the worst, the very painful cycle. So we have the happiest card here: innocence, purity, and also intensity with this. It's what you want. Not the Ten of Swords. That's not what you want. That's not what I'm talking about. This is what you want, and this is what you're getting, and this is the basis of the reading. So I flippin' love this. By the way, this isn't going to make sense to everybody, which, I'm glad that you didn't go through this bad boy, but whatever you're going through, it's leading you to this. Okay. This feels like such a death. It feels like death. It feels like the final nail in the coffin. And I actually, before I even look at the other cards with you, let's look at the details on this. I'm not laughing at you. Need you to understand that you did not feel safe. You did not feel secure. You felt defenseless. And this was a very harsh truth of life at this current time. And I see that it was just you. It was just you. You went through this personal hell all by yourself. And then look, you wanted love, you wanted nurturing, you wanted caring, but all you got was even more strife, even more pain. Yeah, that's the ending of a very terrifying and emotionally hard cycle of life. It makes sense. I mean, 2020, 2021, even the years before that, it's been a rough go. I wouldn't wish that on anybody, and I'm sorry that this was nothing but strain and hurt. But what you are looking forward to, it starts off with this. You lived, you survived, and now you get to cross the finish line with this. And I think that you are probably the most awakened and wise person probably that you know. I'm so incredibly proud that you lived through this. I don't think that everybody gets to live through what, you had endured. And I don't think that, I know that your path is very specific for you, but I don't think a lot of people would have been able to get through what you went through. And yes, I know that I'm talking to you. I know that other people have been through worse things, but for where you are and how nobody could have prepared for that. This is painful. And life is like, listen, that was rough. I got you though. I got you. This is going to be a time to really, we could say celebrate, but you want to know what? This is a true homecoming for you. Then these came out. So I see that this was really learning how to live again. Like, you really had to learn how to come alive again, to live again, and to live in different means, different terms even. And I think that this was incredibly scary. This was terrifying. I don't think that you were open to any of it. I think that you just wanted to stay in your little ball, and nobody would blame you. Honestly, nobody would blame you. So what I'm saying here is, look, you peeked your head out of the trenches, fully waiting for yourself to be dead on the spot. No. And look at what we're looking at here. You were expecting no other choice but just to struggle through life. The thing is, you were expecting even more continual pain. This can only continue But the thing is, you still chose to keep going. You kept going. That was all Spirit needed from you. When life was at its worst with you, you kept going. That Spirit in you was all that life needed as evidence that, okay, you wanna, we're gonna give them everything. This is gonna be the jackpot. They just went through, things have got to get better. And they are getting better. I want you to know that what you have in store for your life right now and what's on its way to you is stunning. I want to look more into this. Bottom of the deck. Look at this. Oh, I love this. There's going to be a proposal. And it's a lot of work ahead of you. But it's work that is worth it. It's not going to be the personal hell that you went through. This is going to be a personal hell of shadow work. So the tough work is done. Now it's the shadow work, which is probably the fallout from all those dark times in your life, which I see has gotten you down. You're going to be reflecting a lot on those karmic situations, that whatever you had lost, that was completely rocking your security, your heart. Life is like these 2 cups behind you. They're ready when you are. I know that you're not ready to look at this yet, but you get to put whatever you want in these cups. It's not going to spill over. They are sitting up and waiting for you. So I'm looking at the knocked over 3 cups in front of the, this 5 of cups thing. And it says that you don't know if you're ready to move on from this. There's something that you're hanging on to. And I think that this is almost like an imprisonment with you. This karmic situation is somewhat of a mental and emotional prison for you. And I want to know why. Okay. Wow. So all that work that you put into it and you feel like you had lost. You're hanging on to that loss because of everything that it took from you. I don't see that you will be holding back. In fact, I see a lot of defensiveness about it. I see a lot of defensiveness about moving on into this new chapter of life. And it looks like you're not ready to see that light. You're insecure about that light. And it is a major commitment that you are absolutely free. And whatever this commitment is, some of you, this is going to be involving an actual contract. For some of you, this is going to be an entirely new, almost cushiony experience. For some of you, you might be moving on in either an elevated relationship or a new intimate phase of the relationship, but you've overcome a hurdle. And there's no way around it. You, my dear, have overcome a hurdle. Whew. I think I need more tea. Uriel. All right, your emotions are healing, which enables you to be open to greater love. I will help you release anger and unforgiveness from your heart and mind. Believe it or not, that's going to be a theme. You may not be able to reconcile the past and what has occurred, the pains that have taken place, that sense of feeling lost, that sense of being discarded or just forgotten by time. All of that is coming up to be healed right now. That's the shadow work. You've done the groundwork for it. You've done the physical work for it. Now it's time for the mental and emotional. And sometimes that's just as hard as convincing as the physical movement. So when we are going through these hard times, we are hyper alert. We are seeing everything in slower motion. We're seeing all the little details. We're picking up on all these little themes. We're picking up on all these habits or patterns even. So when you are recognizing these patterns, and it's slowed down because you are hyper alert, you're in survival mode, you're able to start making better actions because you're starting to recognize what leads to what. And so you, doing the physical work, have led yourself out of those repetitive patterns in your life, and you've put yourself into something new. Well, now you're in something new, which has its own set of issues now, doesn't it? Because now you're in unknown territory, and your mind's like, this isn't safe. I recognize nothing here. But also, in being in that hyper alert and looking for familiar patterns, signs, synchronicities, and not getting them, you know that you are not necessarily heading for a downfall. It's just simply different. And your mind is not going to give you the ease of the repetitive patterns that have hurt you in the past. So you're going to constantly be looking for them. But then when they don't show up, you're going to start to feel safe. And that's going to trip you up too. Because if you feel safe, then your guard is going to come down. And like it did in the past, when your guard was down, that's when the attack happened. That's when life suddenly was in upheaval, and then you were no longer safe. So when you are not going to be attacked in this new phase, your mind is going to create chaos, and it's not going to have anywhere to go. So that's why the mental and emotional work comes in, because since you are at a level of safety, the old triggers and issues are going to come up, and it's going to not have a place to go. So you're going to have to sit there and look at it and see what is relevant in the reality. And when it isn't, you're going to see your emotional and mental attachment to it, and you are going to have to decide if this is going to stick around because it is not serving you. And there is going to be a mourning period for even the smallest trauma that you have to let go, because you have to let that part of your consciousness die out. Not the memory of it, not the experience, and not changing that, but the physical presence that it carries in your life at that moment. You are going to be mourning when you let it die out, because it is part of your consciousness, and anything that has consciousness wants to keep its consciousness and keep thriving in it. So this is going to, in a way, fight to stay in your life, and you have to get closure with it. That's going to be hard, and it's going to take time. Like all things that you have been through, it's going to take time. And this is going to actually be where you need to give yourself grace, because there's going to be a lot of unexpected feelings and reactions that are going to come up. They may be from the past, but they're going into this abyss of nothing that is connecting. And then you're going to let it go, and then there's going to be something new that comes into place with it. So with what is being let go, and knowing that it's going to have its own mourning process, and again, you can't gauge the time or how it's going to happen. It's going to be very specific for you. After you have started to work through that, I want to know what you can expect on the current path that you are on. So let's see. Ooh, one card just went flying out. Okay. Listen, it's a good time. So it's Isaiah. It's a good time to give birth to new ideas and situations in your life. I'm watching over you, guiding and protecting you during these changes. Okay, so what you have to look forward to is changes, an overhaul of either your mental or your image, whatever the change is. It's again going to be very specific for you, but it's going to enable the change. And then what's this? It is safe for you to be powerful, and know that being powerful in a loving way benefits others as well as yourself. So powerful assertiveness. I even want to say ambitious in this, because I do feel like this is going to really broaden the canvas in front of you and how you're going to create this life in front of you. Then we have this. You are at the end of a cycle in your life. Call upon your angels to comfort you and guide you into the next step. Happiness awaits you. So this is reaffirming the fact that what you're experiencing right now is the closing of the cycle. So in hindsight, looking back, you're going to see how all of this came into closure. and you're actually going to start to see the door close. And again, this isn't going to affect your memory on it. It's not going to change the history, but it is going to change your attachment to what happened and how you allow yourself to move on. So your entire life is going to be changing, and you will start to release the past so it can go into its own vault, not to be forgotten, not to fester into it like a tumor or anything, but to exist in its own time. So then I'm actually getting to pull the top card. So victory, your desire is coming to fruition. Keep up the good work. You're going to start to see really your hard work pay off. So, oh my goodness, something is going to be healing in this because you're seeing the results. It's that fine line between pleasure and pain, where it's the pain of letting go of the past, but the pleasure of seeing things really starting to turn in your favor. Then we have exercise is key. What's this? Acceptance. What's healing is the way that you move through the world and how your presence is known. I feel like you're not going to be constantly trying to better yourself, because believe it or not, you can't really better something that isn't bad in the first place. You're amazing. You're going to start to see yourself for the perfectly imperfect human being that you are, and you're really going to start to change your movements to what your power is. And you're going to start to work with what your power is and also what you see to be your more fragile points. I'll say it like that. And then you're going to start to really master those. This is going to be a personal success for you on the emotional, mental, and spiritual front. So whatever this is, know that better things are taking place. The healing process is going to change how you move through this life. So after that, I kind of want to see what your movements look like. Like, I know it's going to be confident. I know it's going to be beautiful. I know that it's loving. I know that it's empowered. But what is it actually like? What's the actual picture of it? I'm weirdly getting animal dreaming oracle cards. Okay. I think this is the second time, because I used them earlier. The second time in a year that I've used these. I actually almost got rid of these cards. Willpower. Ooh, so you're going to have discipline. This is Earth Mother and healing. You're going to be so incredibly nurturing, and it's like you are a walking cocoon of comfort. And I see that you have this perseverance spirit that is untouchable. And I also see that this only lights you up the more that you are healing. So going along with the Rider Waite, how is this going to show up with this person? Okay. Very intentional moves being made, and I think that this would be out of character in the past, but now you have the willpower and the stamina and the mindfulness and the balance to actually really nurture these intentional seeds that you are sowing. I see multiple things happening with you. I see multiple seeds being sown. I see happiness, love, joy. I see ambition. Ambition is a major word that is coming into play right now. And then we have this. So this is going to be seen as almost foolhardy. This is to somebody who hasn't done the work. So I see that this is going to be almost impulsive. So I think people who know the old you, who haven't either witnessed the new you or the integrated version of you, or who have a hard time accepting it. Again, that is not your cross to bear. I don't care how other people see you. They know the older version of you. They have to learn to accept this new version of you or get the F out of Dodge. So let's see. All right, so what's with the insecurity? Okay. Or what are you repressing or suppressing? We're not doing this. You don't want everyone to see what card you're playing with. So it looks like an element of privacy because you don't want everyone to feed off of it. There's going to be a lot of people that you're going to need to kind of put in their place with this, because as I say in every reading, pretty much, not everybody deserves that kind of access to you. And I do see people from the past who probably had very one-sided or very entitled connection in your life. They're going to be coming up, and these are going to be the energies that you have to put in their place. So learning how not to play nice with everybody, but also setting your standards up higher and really being ambitious with your future and really getting ready to kind of move the world. I know how that sounds. All right, so final cards for you. We have this. You will be juggling a lot. You will. You are going to be juggling a lot, but you are going to keep your equilibrium. You are ready for this new change, to shed this skin, to actually put your all in life. And I see that this is leading you to the ultimate victory. I see happiness, success. I see love. I see even lust in that love. But I also see somebody who knows the depths of life and who almost is untouchable with what they know about life and how they have moved through the toughest times. Your greatest power is knowing how to overcome the toughest times that you had endured. You're basically untouchable, and you are going to be ambitious, and you are going to be thriving in this completely newfound set of happiness. You don't get to back out of life. You don't get to. You are made for so much more, and it's coming, and it's happening. So you wanna know what? I don't even, just I kind of would say I don't feel bad, but no, I feel terrible for what the heck you endured. That's not what I'm talking about. For how amazing your life is going to be, I really, I just like, how can I word this? Because I don't want to say I can't feel bad, because I feel bad with everything that you went through, because good God, that was going beneath rock bottom. I admire you. I really do. I admire you. And I think that this is stunning for life. So I really hope that this finds you well. I do hope you know that you are worth every moment of this. And if you have questions about, booking your own session, go ahead and reach out. But you deserve this future that life is giving you. And I want you to actually have the willpower to accept it. All right, this has been your Daily Tarot Oracle, your daily insight on life and love for January 12th, 2022. Also timeless. So I don't know, until next time, stay safe, have fun, and just know how amazing you are. Go get this. I'll talk to you soon. Hey there, so if you found your way across this might be a message for you, but I want you to know you're kind of doing an upgrade. You're doing an upgrade all around. How do I know this? Well, after I'm done throwing cards, and one just actually fell. Let me grab that. Monkey toes, gotta love them. Okay, so, oh my God, it's the daily guidance from your angels, and what came up was family. You're going through an upgrade. This is going to be your family. What you are stepping into is going to be your family, whether it's a partner, but get ready for expansion. Okay. So what I'm seeing here is you've been doing amazing work in grounding yourself. And what I'm seeing is you have to say goodbye to the past, the reckless, the wild. It's not you using your zest for life. You will always have a sense of wildness about you. And I really love that. This is not going to be extending towards the old crowd, if that makes sense. That seemed so reckless. And it also seemed like there was always something that had to go on. There was always like some expectation, string attached, entitlement. That is very backbreaking. So hold on, where is it? Okay, it was right here. That wasn't your family. That may be blood related, may not be blood related. You are actively choosing what this new family is going to look like for you, and I'm very excited by that. It gives you a sense of not even repurpose, it just feels hope, new, the ability to calm down, major sense of restoration. And I do feel like this is done in such a loving manner. Everything that you are walking into is giving off the sense of love and admiration. I do feel like you are also very empowered. I do feel like there was a sense of being forced to depend on something that just wasn't dependable. Wouldn't you know it? So this it's very empowering. Where you are being led into is very empowering. And I do feel like not only are you going to keep your head above water, you're going to be thriving. I think that you're going to be really continually working on your sense of balance. That's not going to be shaken this time. You're going to have multiple things going on at once, but I feel like you can really manage this. I feel like you have learned how to juggle. This is all about stepping from impossible and breaking and mistrust and all around and going into something that is beautiful, amazing, thriving, possible, and very grounded. It's real. Hope that you enjoyed this. I do. So it seems like something is really trying to test you. I feel like this is testing time for you. It's trying to get an emotional rise out of you. It's trying to really see how much you have changed, how much you have grown. You're being challenged in very familiar ways, old ways. You might be in similar situations, familiar situations, or around familiar people who have really riled you up in the past. I do feel like it's trying to see if you are as unstable as you used to be, or as triggerable as you used to be. My darling, I need you to know that you are being triggered. This is the test. The test is, are you going to give them what they want? Are you going to respond in the very toxic or treacherous way that you would have in the past? That's exactly what this situation is calling for. That's what they're trying to do. You do not give in to it. Don't do that. Don't do that for yourself. It's a major smack in the face for you. If you really want to show your change, we can always be the bigger person and walk away. Yeah, great. Your response is going to be the game changer in this one, honestly. So you can either completely disengage it or go about it another way. However, I'm begging you, do not respond in the way that you would have in the past. It's going to bite you in the keister. And even though this is trying to get a reaction out of you, the reaction of you completely folding and, I guess, relapsing in action in the past is exactly what they're looking for. So you are being challenged to not be reactionary, not be attacked. Oh, I guess whatever it is that would be different for you, because sometimes you got to put an MFer in place and let them know that you are working with some familiar tools. I'm not telling you to get violent. All I'm saying is you got to do something different in here, and you have a choice that you have to make. Learn how to stay put and really sit with yourself while you're trying to see exactly what the point of action is going to be. You are going to get to the heart of the matter by doing whatever it is that would be different this time around. For some of you, this will be taking action. For some of you, it'll be complete void of action, believe it or not. And this is where you got to really focus, because it is going to get under your skin. That is its whole motive. And you have to recognize it for when it's happening and then make the decision then. If you happen to, in your eyes, mess up, there will always be another shot, but this is just going to extend your, lesson. We don't need to do that. So do something different, show how much you have grown, and show how you don't need to repeat this cycle. I hope that made sense. Well, there is no other way around this. This is a relationship mini read. So as long as your relationship is not abusive, toxic, volatile, dangerous, you know what I'm saying. This might be a reading for you, because there's a really big hit of reality right now about this person who's either in your life now or who's coming back, or who you're about to encounter. But I feel like you may have found your person. Hey, how's it going? So I really like this. I feel like it's beautiful, it's compatible, and I feel like it's moving very hastily, very fast. And I think that's upsetting some people in this. I think that it might be people who are, I feel like this is more of a bother for those who are watching this as if it were a movie. Listen, this is divine timing. This is worth the investment. I'm seeing a major commitment come into play. Yeah, it's happening fast. Yeah, you're afraid that it's going to burn out. Nope. This is a very fulfilling connection, and I think that there's a lot that can be done with it. There's a very grounding message that is coming in that not everything is going to happen on a set timeline with it. This is where everything is going to speed up to catch you. Don't let that scare you. Whoever's involved in this, they're on the same page. This is a really, really hard hit of reality because it's unlike anything else in what I'm seeing. And I see that it makes your heart sing, but it scares the crap out of you too. So I want to draw some more on this because I am a total sap. This is about not criticizing yourself against other people's expectations or timelines. This is yours. All right, so what do we have? I didn't even light incense. How could I have failed so bad? Okay. Hang on. All right, so why did I pause the video to light incense? Well, because I'm tired of wasting time with this. So this is talking about surrender because you are not moving on away from this. This relationship is not going to elude you. You are ending a very painful chapter in your life. And this is actually making divine feminine energy highly insecure. It's important that masculine stays grounded and also really put his money where, it's androgynous really, put their money where their mouth is. They're very protective, and I think that this is going to be something that really benefits the connection. So the final card is better days ahead for you guys, and this is just perfect. All right, so family came out again with the daily guidance from the angels, and that came in during the first mini read. But it came out with the High Priestess, so it looks like divine feminine energy is all around this. And this is great because it's going to involve work. I see the success in it. I see that it's going to take time. I see the worth of it. This is going to push you in ways that you never thought possible. Your entire situation is de-escalating, and your entire situation is going through a very positive change that is allowing you to move on from, I guess, whatever past strings that have been attached to you. I really like this because this is sticking up for what you believe, what you want, and it's not about necessarily what's rightfully yours, but it feels like I'm going to stand up for what this divine feminine energy is in my life. And I see complete awe around this. So we're at the Five of Cups, but it's in reverse. So I know that this is about you moving forward with High Priestess energy. This may be you in starting this new phase. This also could be divine feminine in your life. So let's see what's up. Okay. Cleansing the cards. Ooh. Oh, sweet Jesus. This is grounding, emotionally safe energy, completely all-encompassing. It creates a form of stability that I think that you can really shape into anything that you want. And I see that this is collaborative energy in that it's something that is going to take a lot of focus, and there are parts about this that don't need to be rejected, but need to be let go of, if that makes any sense. Because to move forward into the future with this, to move into the next chapter, move into the future with this, something needs to be let go. Something that no longer resonates in your life. So let's see. Oh, the painful chapter that was no longer growing. Something with all of the swords, the final nail in that coffin, and it looks like you don't feel that you were ready to be this divine masculine character. It's time for your life to start celebrating. You're not going to be able to hold yourself back. This is time for your growth. Go get it. Go get it. So it seems to be that it's time for somebody to actually start taking care of themselves emotionally. I see a lot of nurturing coming in. I see a lot of Earth Mother healing needing to take place. It also feels like somebody has been unable to move on past the pain. And it looks like emotional charge forward, and it looks like it's meeting opposition and change. This does feel like a kindred spirit, but also it's something that you had needed to free yourself from. I'm seeing that there was nothing to be gained in that kindred karmic situation. It looks like whoever the false twin was, there's nothing more to be gained from there. But I also feel like it was almost a point of being detrimental to you, and that this is taking a lot of healing. I do feel like you are blossoming, but somebody has been dragging their feet and letting go of this. This does feel like it is past related, even recent. I also see that there's nothing to be gained. So somebody who is out of balance, trying to latch on to the situation. And it also feels like they won't be heard. You can talk somebody's ear off, but it doesn't mean that they are listening. It just means that they're waiting to give a response. I see that healing needs to happen for whoever this is about, and they're not quite sure how to do it. So they get lost in their distractions, they get lost in disassociating, and it looks like they try and keep their focus on external things rather than the problem at hand. So I want to shuffle these back in, actually. It feels like they need to nurture themselves rather than try and use a distraction, whether it's a job or people or people's job. Let's see. Okay, what is the likely result of this for you? Changing paths, or somebody's going to be changing a path, and it's going to be slow and steady, and it looks like whoever this is about is going to be working on self-mastery, and it's just going to be slow and steady wins the race as far as their healing journey is going to go, but they'll get through it, and they're going to learn a new level of just complete transparency and honesty, but also we have the world with this. So what I'm seeing is whoever this is about, they're going to be happy on a different journey than I think one was thinking about. And this, you can't force somebody to be on your level, but you're going to find what you're looking for once you let this past thing go. So it looks like hard times are coming to an end, and I do feel like you are going to be seeing this at a different angle and why something has been postponed, whether this is job or a life situation. I do feel that you are dependable and that you have reason to hope that this is going to work out. Right now, what you are sitting with is very ungrounded feminine energy, and this is something that needs to come to a close in your life. And what I'm seeing actually cover it up is going to be, it seems, multiple things. It seems like juggling a lot at once, but it feels like fulfilling contracts that are going to find your equilibrium and it's going to find your balance. And I honestly see that this stress that you are feeling right now is actually going to be a sweet part of the story on this. So we have, what's really standing out to me is the Two of Pentacles and, well, not even the Two of Cups, the Two of Pentacles right here, and the Star card. So it looks like money situation is going to be changing for the better. And I think that this is after a time of scarcity, which makes sense because by the time I'm recording this, we're coming off the holiday season, wouldn't you know it? And what I'm seeing here is that strain of, I guess, material comfort, the strain on it, gave you a really sober look at your life direction, the choices that you have made that brought you to this point, and what needs to change for you, and what your desires are. So this is really looking at how your personal connections have been more of a contract, and you have to be very clear about what your motives are with people and contracts, but also not to be so hasty with, I think, signing off on things. So here we are with something a lot slower that's coming in that's going to involve contracts and set you on an entire new path. So let's see what's going on with this. I see that a more blunt and compassionate aspect of you needs to come through. Your assertiveness. This is what's going to get you the recognition that you deserve and the, I guess, the recognition that you deserve. Really, if this is a job, you're going to get the job and it's going to pay off, literally, figuratively. And if this is a life situation, how you handled it and how you adapted and overcame in the situation is going to be an indicator of, I guess, the admiration and the success that follows suit. So final card for this little mini read. It's going to take you a while to heal from this, but you have something really perfect coming in that's going to make all of this really be worth it. But you're still going to have to heal from the pain of it. It's going to be a twofer on that.